Good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. Hopefully no one's in the morning. With that being said, my name is Hannah. I'm the Global Sales Administrator here at BiAmp. I'm located in Portland, Oregon, which is where our headquarters and our manufacturing is. We are very excited to show you our brand new VBC 2500, which is our video conferencing bar. We announced it earlier this year and we'll officially be shipping it next month. So this is a very exciting time for us. With that being said, I'll tell you a little bit about the room that I'm in, and I'm going to go ahead and pan out so you can see it as I speak. But the room is a 12 by 15 huddle space. I really wanted it to resemble what most conference rooms look like today. So it's very aesthetically pleasing, but not so great for acoustics, right? So I do have all ceiling to floor glass to my left. Right behind me, 2 acoustic panels with a tempered glass whiteboard. And then to my right is my exit in another window. As you can see, all the furniture in here, this large table, my desk is in the corner, and I have another credenza up against this wall with a 65-inch display on the wall. With that being said, this is a very fair room in acoustical terms. I do have the VBC 2500 about 7 feet away from me right now. So you're hearing me 7 feet away from the microphone. For those of you that are familiar with our Parlé beam tracking technology, this will kind of be a refresher with some extra technology that we've thrown in to really make this special. For those of you that are not, hopefully it's simple enough. So by the end of this, you'll know exactly what we do and why this is so cool. With that being said, I'll go ahead and kick it off. So the video bar itself has 27 independent microphone elements that are both horizontal and vertical to give you the best audio on the other end. So they're not just linear across one way. It is a single beam that's set up into 3 different quadrants. So it's a left quadrant, a center quadrant, and then the right quadrant. So what it's doing is the microphone elements are actively listening for the speaker's voice on something that we call BiAmp AI, which is BiAmp Audio Intelligence. It's made up of 4 different algorithms. So the first one is speech sense. So it's listening for those hard C's, K's, R's, S's, T's that make up human speech in any language. Speech sense is really cool because we're the only ones who have it. So it is BiAmp patented. And it's automatically listening for those voices solely based on the tics that make up human speech. Once it locates the active speaker, that's what it's going to use to track them around the room, no matter where they are or what they're doing. So they could be sitting, standing, under the table, in the corner, upside down. As long as someone is actively speaking, the microphone is going to pick up their voice. So we pair that with acoustic echo cancellation and noise reduction, which of course really helps push down any excess room noise that's introduced into a room to where it doesn't overpower the speaker's voice. So that could be your active air conditioner, multi-level room noise, so noise coming from floors above, below, or outside noise. But most importantly, noise that settles into a room. So people actively working, tapping, clicking, whatever it may be, right? We want to make sure that that too doesn't overpower the speaker's voice. So even as I start clapping, and I'll get really close to the camera here so you can see that, yes, I am in fact clapping, right? And I'll keep making my way around the room. What you'll notice is that you may be able to hear it just slightly, but never once does it overpower my voice, no matter how much noise I'm making as I speed it up. And then I'll slow it down, and then I'll stop talking, and I'll continue talking. So even when I'm not talking, it's still actively pushing down that voice because we want to make sure that the noise or the voices that are coming from the far end into the room are also not overpowered or interrupted while they're speaking as well. So I'll even grab my giant paper, right? And I'll do the same thing, and I'll continue crunching up the paper and speaking. So ultimately what I'm showing are these are 2 very, very different noises. So of course the clapping is echoing. The paper is more dull, but neither noise overpowers my voice. So that's both AC and noise reduction that's being used together to be able to really push down the speaker's that excess noise so that it doesn't overpower the speaker's voice. The last thing, of course, is automatic gain control, which lifts my voice naturally up over the noise And it's going to do the same thing for soft speakers. So if you're a really, really soft speaker, so I'll take my voice down a little to continue speaking. What it's going to do is it's going to naturally lift my voice up over so that it sounds like a regular voice coming on the other end, right? Or if you have a really, really loud voice, so it doesn't sound like it's yelling on the other end, AG is going to push it down just a little to where it sounds like a natural voice coming through at the same time. So that's the AI portion. I'll go ahead and turn my auto framing back on and show you the VI portion, which is video intelligence. So we, of course, have auto framing, and it's going to take a second to find me. And what our auto framing is doing is it's actively looking for facial features that make up the human face, right? Not dogs, not ghosts, not pencils, an active human in the room. So once it locates that human, right, it's going to track them around the room. So as I move around, it takes about 2 to 3 seconds to really say she's moving. We want to make sure that it doesn't seem like you have whiplash, and as people are moving around the room, the camera's going back and forth, right? It does have auto zooming and auto framing. So the more people that join the meeting or join the room, it's going to find those people as well and zoom in and zoom out to make sure that everybody in the room is included in that picture. So you pair the VI with the AI, which is actively tracking the speaker's voice, and it's going to make sure that everybody in the room is both seen and heard at all times. So this is our brand new VBC 2500. Any questions or anything you guys want to see or hear?
Hannah, just a question came in the chat. Just remind us of the dimensions of your room, please.
Yes, so my room is a 12 by 15 huddle space. A couple weeks ago, we were testing out a bunch of different room sizes to see where this video bar made sense and how far a speaker can be from it. And 20 feet was that sweet spot. So it was a 20 by 24 square foot room. And that was about the biggest size room that we would recommend. Anything bigger than that, I would go with our different microphones, but also this is something for smaller rooms as well.
And second question, Anna, what is the camera resolution?
Oh, so it is a 4K camera with 1080p.
And how does it handle multiple persons speaking at once? I guess that's the same technology as the other Vine product.
Yes, so it does. So because it does have the beam that's split into 3 different portions, the microphone itself can handle up to 3 active speakers at once. So you can hear 3 separate conversations actively going because it is split into 3 quadrants to be able to focus on 3 different voices. Oh, I'm glad you asked about face masks. So when we were developing this product, everyone was required to wear a face mask in this building and in the rooms. So this was essentially a face mask product as we were building it. We've continued to test it with masks, different kinds of masks as well, and it works just as well. So like I was talking about the AGC, so being able to lift the speakers up a little bit, if the voice sounds a little low or dull, it's going to do the same thing. So it's going to say, well, that voice is a little muffled. Let's go ahead and lift it up and clear it out a little bit.
Yeah, and as regards this particular Zoom meeting that we're in, as far as I can recall, my Zoom settings are 720p. So we're definitely not getting the best out of this camera in this meeting.
The soft codecs will decide, of course, the pixelation of every camera. Zoom and Team have their own, but on just a crystal clear screen, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. One question is it possible to actually show us what the unit's like? I guess that's not possible because the unit cannot actually look at itself.
Yeah. And unfortunately, no, because I am using the camera of this unit. But for anyone who hasn't seen what it looks like, please feel free to go to our website. It has a full rendition of the entire product. And hopefully as these start to ship, I'll get my very own post-release product and I'll be able to have it front and center.
one other comment from my side, everybody else knows this, but the fact is this product also has BiAmp launch built into it, what you're familiar with in the Devio SCX and the Tessera Forte X. So one touch of a button will perfectly tune this product to your room. And then another very good question for Johanna, is it controlled with an app? There's an app. Are you able to share your screen so I can see it?
Yeah, so let me go ahead and share my screen here and I'll show you guys. So it will have an optional hard remote, but every single unit comes with a software app as well. So if everyone can see this, of course, it's not going to show because my camera is currently in Zoom, right? But we're able to turn auto frame on and off. So we wanted to keep it as simple as possible for the user. And then if your auto frame is off, we're able to, of course, control where it goes, right? And then you can save everything in presets. So if there's a specific way that you need the camera to be focused on, you can do your presets. Right? So super basic, super easy, but we'll also have an optional hard remote as well that'll start shipping whenever the bars start shipping if you want something physical in a room.
And the question, are the models in stock ready to ship? Well, BiAmp have been taking orders for this product for a good number of months already. And when they first started accepting orders, BiAmp were telling us we may get them around June. When I placed my order for some stock, I was told I would get it in August. And I'm led to believe that the current shipping time for new orders is around October. Fortunately, I have 6 units on order with BiAmp, which I should hopefully receive into my North Carolina warehouse in August, maybe before. One of them is coming to me, and I'm not letting it out of my sight once I get it. And the rest are available if anyone would like to purchase a demo unit for your own use. I am definitely able to support you with a subsidized price for your own demo investment. But seriously, this is a product I do believe, and work with me on it, but I do believe it's worth having a couple of units in your own inventory so that when you've blown your customer away, you can drop the next one on his desk the next morning when he places an order.
And I will tell you right now, all of the first orders, so everyone who pre-ordered are getting shipped out August 15th is the first ship out date. And then from there, we'll be staggering week by week to fulfill all incoming orders that come in. So if anyone was to place an order right now, your date would be looking at either the first or second week of September.
Yeah, so I've just sold 3 of the 5 over WhatsApp in the last 30 seconds. So I think, Kelly, I need to up my order some more.
I'm happy to add more.
And can you give them to me in August as well?
We can discuss about that offline. But if you get high quantity of units, we can discuss about that.
Right, we'll talk. Any further questions? Anyone want to drop into the chat? It looks like all that the attendees want to do now is place orders. I know you did a good job.
I love it. There's more where this comes from.
Yeah, just about AEC. Okay, we'll get to that next question for you, Anna, but just about AEC, yes, obviously all the AEC that is needed is built into the bar.
Correct. So the cool thing is all of our other products, so all 3 of our Parlé microphones, as well as the DSP and Launch, are both Teams, Zoom, Google Meets, and GoToMeeting certified, right? We expect the same thing from this bar in the upcoming months. It is currently being examined by Microsoft right now. What that means is that whenever you use a soft codec, it automatically allows that soft codec to use our algorithms to control your AEC. So you don't have to go in and choose the noise reduction in the soft codecs themselves. So all of our other products have been certified by all the major companies, and we expect the same thing in the upcoming months for this video bar as well to be able to do so.
All right, and then the cable length, can you comment on the USB cable length, Hannah? And also, is it USB 2 or USB 3?
Yes, so it is USB 2. It comes in a standard 3-meter cable. We will have 5-meter as well for a longer order, just like our microphone lengths for that TCM1. I will tell you that most USB 2 won't allow the full 4K coming through. We do have an optional power brick, which I always recommend to get if you need it. A lot of computers won't handle 60 watts of power, and that's what's required for this bar. So, power brick.
Yeah, Kelly, I think what I need to get from you is a list of recommended accessories to go with this product, because we've all got excited about it, but we need to be able to advise our clients accordingly just on the fine details that Hannah's just mentioned. We can discuss that outside of the meeting. And I guess what we'll probably all do is, once we've got one, is we'll play around with USB extenders and we'll learn for ourselves what we can and can't do
Exactly.
with this. Hannah, one question from me, I had it asked me, and I couldn't answer it. Do you have any other outputs on the device, like an HDMI output from the camera or any analog audio connections?
No, so this is just a standard USB-C, and then the power connector. So this is solely supposed to be a plug and play device for any conference room, essentially.
Right.
If you want any excess outlets, I would recommend the singular cameras, but for this bar, it's a single plug and play into. Correct. USB-A to computer to USB-C to the unit. Mark.
Yeah. And as regards the 4K resolution, obviously it's dependent on the platform that you're using.
That is correct, yes.
But one of the advantages of using a 4K camera, apart from anything else, is that if you use the electronic zoom, then you're not losing resolution way below 1080p when you're using electronic zoom.
Right.
Any other questions?
Yes, Mark. 4K over USB 2.0.